Hello and welcome back, this is Insti and I'm continuing playing Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. Oh yes, last episode we tried to escape with our raft, or rubber...
was too strong. I'd best not try that again.
with
Wash me
a
up on this beach.
rubber boat, but unfortunately that wasn't possible. And I was quite tired when I was recording that episode. I didn't even realize how tired I was until I stopped the recording and basically just lights out after that. So, Thomas Rogers, Ethel Rogers dead. Henry Bloor, Vera Clayton, Thomas, Lawrence Wargrave, Armstrong, Emily Brent, Mackenzie, and Lombard still alive. Marston dead. I'm guessing by the poem that the next one to die is General Mackenzie because he doesn't want to leave. So yeah, and I'm almost certain there's nothing we can do about it. I have a weird idea, possibly because, yeah, I have played this, but it's a long time ago. I'm almost certain that we need to use something to lure the goats towards the thorn bush, and we tried the cheese and cheese nets and whatnot. Those don't work. I have a weird feeling that we might try the glass of apple cider. I know, it's a little out there, but hear me out, let's just try it. Goats eat everything and anything. But before we do that, let's see where we actually are. Oh, that is the door to the basement area where we were. But, so this is a new area. I thought we were in the ruins we already saw, but I think they are there, so this is a new area. So let's see what we can find from here. There is definitely something, apparently. Okay, what do we have? What did we just pick up? Some tangled fishing nets.
I can't see anything of interest. I'm afraid it's stuck that way.
Could those be used as a rope for the parachute? I do not know, because we need some rope for the parachute, if I remember correctly. Anything else? Seriously? Am I? Only the rope? So nothing else? I really can't see, at least. There has to be something else. This cannot be just like this. Or it might be, I don't know. I really don't know. Can I... Oh! Is that... Oh, that's a cross! A Celtic cross, it seems. Maybe? Yes, definitely a Celtic cross.
Better to let the dead rest in peace.
Yes. Oh. What did we have? A card.
This bears a closer look.
Old bones are best left undisturbed. Not new bones, however, if you're game. Dices? I don't know. If you're game, and if I remember correctly, dices have been dice have been, not dices, dice is already plural. Dice have been called bones. At least I've read it somewhere. Because of course most of they have been made from bones sometimes. Anyways, I might be totally wrong. Okay, so are we allowed to go back if we... Okay. Okay, that's good to know. That is good to know. And back we go. What is...
These timbers are all that stand between me and being buried alive.
Yeah, that would be...
Nothing else to see about that?
That would be a little bit problematic if you would be buried alive. So we are done in here, I guess. Nothing I can see at the moment. We have those barrels, but we cannot... Oh, or can we? No.
Impossible to tell what was once stored in these barrels.
Yes, very... I probably need to put a tad more brightness for myself. Because this is quite dark. Alright, this was the dead end, so yeah, nothing in here. Fortunately he runs, because in some games you cannot run, so it sometimes takes ages to move. Not that it matters that much. I'm always thinking that there's something over there, but there's definitely nothing there. So we have the microphone. We can insert bulbs in it, and also, but we don't have electricity.
Boxes. Nothing of use in them.
You never know when you need boxes. So I'm just checking that I haven't missed anything, because it wouldn't surprise me if I missed something. I can't really... Oh yeah, was there something I cannot open?
The drawer is locked.
Okay, the drawer is locked. Yeah, I remembered that there's something I can't open. Where's the exit? Please, let me leave. Okay. And the map. What is that?
I'd swear this wasn't here before. Must be one of Owen's little games.
Okay. I'm almost certain it wasn't earlier, but...
I see nothing remarkable. It opens. There's something inside.
Okay. So, did you guys see who put that box in there? Let's see if we can open this drawer. Oh, nice. Nice. Beekeeping on the Sussex Downs.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
Okay, let's check those pertinent passages. Books. Beekeeping. She is a keeper. Page 5. Since my retirement in 1903, little time passed, however, before I realized that my powers of observation and deduction would be unable to enjoy that richly deserved respite I had hoped for them. It should be apparent to anyone who observes rather than simply sees that certain techniques in common practice and equipment in general usage are singularly ill-suited to the task of keeping bees. Page 23. Took it upon myself to design a far more easily manageable frames for the honeycomb. While it is true that the smaller, rectangular size holds less comb than the more common larger squares, it is far easier to extract them from the hive. Page 31. Subduing the bees requires smoke. Properly applied smoke renders bees so docile that the protective clothing may be dispensed with entirely. Ah, but I hear the canny beekeeper muttering about smokers that go out at inopportune moments. The solution to the problem is of course to have your smoker going satisfactorily before you first approach the hive. As for fuel, I'm bound to say the same shag with which I stuff my cherrywood pipe does an admirable job, and smells nicely as well. You can direct the smoke with any length of tubing. Page 40. Once your frame is in place within the extractor, centrifugal force is used to separate the honey from the comb. Given the smaller size of my frames, and vigorously shake in an appropriate vessel is often all that is required. The honey will adhere to the sides and can be readily removed with the scraper or a knife. Page 45. Recognizing I have not a literary style of my friend John H. Watson, are you suggesting that's a Sherlock Holmes that's writing? I still hope, without false modesty, that this trifling monograph will prove of some small benefit to those who, like me, have come to recognize the pleasures, intellectual as well as gustatory, that beekeeping can afford the dedicated practitioner. All of the techniques and equipment modifications treated within these few pages have been thoroughly tested by, yes, Sherlock Holmes. Interesting. I didn't remember that there's, but yeah, definitely there's a hint what to do with them, how to deal with the bees. We need to smoke them. I think the hose is one part, and the tobacco is definitely one part, but we still don't have everything. Oh, by the way, now I have the copper wire. I might try to see what happens if I fix the radio. I don't know if that helps at all, but let's try. But I save before I do that because I don't want to lose the bulbs, because I want to repair the other radio also. Excuse me. Something got stuck on my throat. Where are the bulbs? Not the light bulbs, I mean.
Perhaps another time. It needs something to improve the reception.
Yes, yes it does. Yes it does. And we do have a copper wire.
There. Perhaps some light music will help soothe Vera's nerves.
Interesting music. Unfortunately, that's probably a real
There.
music.
Perhaps some light music will help soothe Vera's nerves.
But she's not in here. Yeah, I'll grab these for myself. If Vera is not here, it really doesn't help. I can't take the copper wire, so it's apparently...
It's got power, but it still doesn't seem to be working.
Obviously, because we just took the bulbs out. So, now what? Oh, right. Before I give the... Or maybe I should give the... check if the rope is the one we need for the parachute. That could be interesting. Let's see. We have this... no, not tobacco. This is coming quite cluttered, and basically the stuff is going anywhere in the inventory, so...
That isn't such a good idea.
Okay, do I need to talk to her?
Now is not the time for chatter.
Can I do something with the...
Perhaps another time. They don't get along.
Why not? Are they...
I can't get them to fit.
What do I do with the raven earring? I don't know. It's almost certain that that these would work. Do I need to untangle them, maybe? Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to answer a few requests. Anyways, yes, where were we? I can't give this, but it's tangled. I don't know if we can... I don't have anything to untangle it. What do we have in inventory? We have... I was thinking the smoker thing. Empty hurricane lamp. It's empty. Can I... Let's do something weird. If this works, let's see how this works.
Let's hope that holds.
Oh. Oh, interesting, interesting. Can I add the tobacco?
Et voilà.
Et voila. So I'm guessing we need you.
There is no cause for that.
Okay, we don't need... Well, actually we don't. So we have smoke, we have that. Do we need anything else? No, I don't think so. So let's grab that. Now we have two things to try. I want to move the goats, if possible. And smoke the bees also. Can I get to the bees through here? I can't remember. Oh yes, there are the bees. Buzzing around. So... okay. Do I need to do it like this?
Seems so obvious in retrospect.
Definitely.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, it's smoking in my pants at the moment. I need to... Fortunately, it's not time sensitive. That would be weird. To be honest, it would be weird if the smoke would come out from my pants while I'm carrying it. I don't know how this helps me, but... okay, the bees are asleep.
There. The bees are now fast asleep. All quite drowsy anyhow.
Okay, what can I do now? Okay, now we have honey.
I'm afraid it's stuck that way.
So what do I do with that now? Anything I can do? No, I don't know. But we have honey. Everybody loves honey. Honey is so sweet. Now let's find those goats. I came from there, so probably here. Yeah, honestly, that making the smoker and whatnot, that is something I do remember when I played it earlier, because it was one of those things I got stuck on a little bit. I can't remember if it's important or not, but I wasn't sure it was the storm lamp. So that was something I didn't remember. I remembered that the hose and tobacco are something we need to smoke the creatures. Do I keep them? No. Okay. And this is something I remember that, yeah, you need to use something that those goats go and eat, but I couldn't remember what. Apparently it's apple cider. Because of course it is. And no, I can't close this.
They ate right through the thicket, thorns and all.
Quite efficient. Thanks, goats. You're the goat. What can we do now? At least we have a new area to cover. Under cover, yep. Down. Why am I not running is interesting also. What is that? What is that? Length of fishing line. Oh, it wasn't the fishing net, it was the fishing line. Quite fishy if you ask me. Yes, I'm all evening.
I think I can see a blinking red light off in the distance, but I can't be sure.
A blinking red light? Oh, sorry about that. I'll have to answer. Be right back. So where were we? Blinking red light.
I think I can see a blinking red light off in the distance, but I can't be sure.
I'm still a little uncertain what we are going to do with the parachute. But anywho, interesting. When I read about this game, it had when it was released, apparently it got mixed reviews. I don't know. What I do remember about this game overall, when I first played this, I'm almost certain that this was enjoyable experience, and so far I have been enjoying this. So I don't know why this has been so panned. Well, not panned, but mixed. Okay, let's try that.
Fishing line? Yes, that would be strong enough to sew the silk sheets together.
Okay. We have honey. Can I give that someone? Do I need to do something with the honey?
Perhaps another time.
Can I... Okay, this is weird.
Those don't work together.
Yeah, okay. We still have the wooden dice box. We have quite a lot of stuff. Right. Let's go see the general. Is he still alive? I'm guessing we are getting in-game video when something happens, but I don't know I don't know if it's automatic when I've done everything I need to do before chapter changes, or something else. Let's go and see then. Again, a bird. Bird is the word.
I'll talk with you some more later. I promise.
I'm almost certain you will not. But do you want honey? No, you don't want honey. Goodbye, General. So what am I missing, or do I need to go in? Who could want honey? General has a walking stick. We have given choose. Vera likes music apparently.
No one's hiding in there. I'd stake my reputation on it.
I've done some hunting in my day for some very elusive game. If Owen's in that house, he must be invisible.
Okay. My nose. Where haven't you searched? Have you reached any conclusions? Any luck at all? Well, we already know any luck. There's no luck because they say, but any conclusions?
Have you reached any conclusions?
Maybe it was just an accident and a suicide. Or 2 accidents or 2 suicides for all I know.
Interesting. Any luck?
Any luck at all?
There's no one on this island except our 9 selves.
Have you searched all?
Where haven't you searched?
The woodshed. I should have guessed he might be out there.
Thanks, Blore.
I've been there already. Okay, how is the parachute?
How is the parachute coming along?
It's done, Mr. Narracott.
I won't take up any more of your time, Miss Brent.
Well, that was fast. No, we have soon silk sheets. Let's see. Can I combine stuff already? I don't have them. What do I need? Maybe this?
Those don't work together. There is no cause for that. I can't get them to fit.
Okay, so we are still missing something, perhaps? Let's see what's happening inside at the moment. Doctor, we haven't given him anything. Do you want this?
That isn't going to help.
Okay, no.
I take it you don't play snooker, Mr. Narracott. Otherwise you'd know you should be as still as Lot's wife.
Still? Wasn't Lot's wife changed as a salt statue, and just because she checked what was happening behind her?
You'll spoil the shot if you're not careful.
So she was quite still after she broke the rules and looked behind her. Anyways, so what's now? What am I missing? Come on. I'm definitely missing something, but I don't know what.
Perhaps you'd find one of the guests with more free time to chat. None of them are doing any work.
Wait a minute, what was it said about the honey? What is the... Right. Once the frame is in place within the extracted, centrifugal force is used to separate the honey from the comb. Given the smaller size of my frames, I vigorously shake... shake! Shake in an appropriate vessel. That gives me an idea. We have an oversized cocktail shaker. Can we shake this?
Seems so obvious in retrospect.
Cocktail shaker filled with honey. Can we pour it into the glass?
Excellent. Like hand in glove.
Excellent, like hand in glove. But if the glove is too small or too big, it won't be excellent. Oh, I forgot. I could try and give the honey to the... Maybe he wants it? I don't know. Do you want honey?
Perhaps another time.
No, you don't want honey. Who wants honey? We might as well go and try the doctor because he's the closest one. And I have no idea where the Lombard and Block are at the moment. General won't accept anything. Judge has smoking thingy. Okay. Sweet tooth.
Perhaps that will satiate the good doctor's sweet tooth.
I don't know how we thought about that, but let's talk to him.
If you don't mind, Mr. Narracott, perhaps you'd let us continue with our game?
Okay. We have done quite a lot, but nothing that is moving this thing forward. What am I missing? We got the honey, we gave the honey. It really doesn't matter anymore. We have fingerprints, we've made a raft. We are well on our way to the parachute. We have black raven shaped earring. I don't know what to do with that. Torn corner of legal document. A scoop and a small gas canister can. Discovered ruined village on the west side of the island. What it was once used for, if anything, I have no idea. Save. We are open that. We have Roger's prints all over the figurine. Oh, but yeah, that makes sense, as maybe it's Roger's, but it's weird. It was also, well, it's weird that Emily, Brent, and Rogers has quite similar fingerprints, but to be honest, Thomas Rogers' fingerprints in the sculptures would make sense because he's probably been cleaning them. Actually, we could go and check them. Any change on those? So far, 2.
8 little sailor boys. The plot thickens.
Really? Plot thickens. It definitely does. But, again, what am I missing? Should I go and check where the others went? They were going here, if I remember correctly.
Woodshed is empty.
This is a dead end. If Owen's buried under that wood pile, good riddance to him.
Okay. Have you entire island?
Have you searched the entire island?
Early days yet. Plenty of ground still to cover.
Good day to you, Mr. Bloor.
The wind is picking up again, and there are white horses on the sea.
Has anyone seen the good doctor?
Here I am, Judge, just freshening up in my room before dinner.
How did your search go, Mr. Lombard?
Badly, Judge. I'm afraid I found nothing and lost Mr. Blore.
There's a squall moving in again. Shipwreck's become quite windy.
Rogers? What is it, man?
The figures, sir. The figures in the middle of the table. Look, now another's gone. There's only 7. It doesn't make sense. What's going on? What's happening?
We can discuss this new development over dinner. It's ready, Rogers?
Yes, sir. It's only cold tongue and cold ham, sir.
We understand, Rogers.
Where's the General?
Last time I saw him was on that beach. You asked me about him, Narrowcut. Did you find him there?
Yes.
Did he say anything to you?
His mind was wandering.
Perhaps you'd be so good as to fetch the General, Mr. Narrowcut. We'll delay dinner for you both.
No need for that. He's dead. Down there on the beach, leaning against a rock like a stick of driftwood.
Chapter 4. 7 little sailor boys chopping up sticks. One chopped himself in halves, and then there were 6.
Rogers is a first-class butler. I'll say that for him.
Wife was a pretty good cook, too. Too bad we only got one meal out of her.
Ladies and gentlemen, back to the business at hand. I'm going to ask Mr. Narrowcut to continue his investigation.
But he's the last one who saw the General alive.
The last one who is willing to admit to it. Mr. Narrowcut?
Yeah, Block, you were the one who found him dead. Anyways, let's check this first.
7 little sailor boys. Accurate.
Well, it should be. Let's start with you. Cause of death.
Cause of death, Doctor?
The back of his skull was crushed with a blunt instrument.
Ooh, nasty.
Could the General's death have been an accident?
There were multiple wounds. Unless he repeatedly slammed the back of his head against a rock, I think we can safely rule out accident and suicide.
Which confirms what we've all come to suspect. The first 2 deaths were undoubtedly murder as well.
I concur.
Well, you could have started the conversation when I asked the cause of death, that you'd say multiple blunt force trauma to the back of the head crashing the skull. Where you said it seemed like it was only 1 hit. But anyways, I digress. Time of death.
Time of death?
Only a few minutes before he was found. Not more than 30 at the outside.
Well, you were probably playing snooker with Judge.
Do you have an alibi for that period of time?
Why, the judge and I were playing snooker.
Forgive me, Doctor, but you went up to your room, if you'll recall.
Oh, of course, of course. For a moment or two only.
Well, moment is quite subjective. But anyways, let's see if he is actually telling about the gossips now that we gave him honey. You get more flies with honey than vinegar. Oh.
Are you sure you can't tell me any gossip surrounding the Seaton case?
Gossip my eye. I got it directly from Sir John Matthews, KC, who was observing. Not a doubt of the verdict. Acquittal was certain until Wargrave's summing up.
What did Matthews say went wrong?
Sir John thought that Wargrave's well-known ego had grown even bigger than he himself could handle. That he swung the case against Seaton for the sheer joy of doing it, simply because he could.
That's a serious accusation.
There was another similar incident just last year. Hushed up, of course, but the word was the judge's retirement couldn't have come at a better time for him. However, I feel obligated to add that the judge still has a fine old brain. I have no trouble whatsoever in saying that I rest easier knowing he has put his mind to solving our present predicament.
Good evening, Doctor.
Okay. You.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
I won't deny that Lombard and I had split up by then. I was just wondering, collecting my thoughts, you might say.
as the general was collecting his thoughts on the beach.
How did you come to find the body?
I'd seen the old gent down on the beach when we searched the island. He seemed pretty confused. I saw the storm coming on, knew it was almost supper time. Thought I'd collect him.
See anyone else on the beach?
No, no one.
Okay, murder weapon.
See anything of a murder weapon?
Plenty of solid Devon rocks about. I didn't see any blood, but the rock could have just been tossed in the surf.
One said he'd stay right there, and then there were 7.
Thank you, Miss Claythorne, for again calling our attention to the rhyme. It is significant without a doubt. We have one dead from having choked himself. Another overslept herself. Now a third wishes to remain in Devon, and his wish is granted to him in a most final manner.
Thanks, Blore.
Okay. Where were you?
Where were you during the half hour in question?
Up on Shipwreck, where we spoke.
The entire time?
Yes, until the wind came up. I thought I should get back before the storm.
You could see the beach from where you were?
I spent most of my time on the far side of the summit. But I did move to a position above the beach once or twice. I saw you talking to the general from there.
Yes. He seemed to know he was going to die.
Could that be because you were swinging a rock at his head?
He was quite alive when I left him. Did you see anyone else on the beach?
Yes, I saw Philip. Mr. Lombard and Mr. Blore walking up the path from the beach. But that was earlier.
Anything else?
Anything else you can add, Vera?
No, nothing, I'm afraid.
Thank you for your time, Miss Claythorne.
Right, rightio, boyo. You.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
After Blore wandered off, I went back to that ruined fishing village. It seemed the most likely place for Owen to be hiding. When the weather closed in, I made a dash back here to the house.
Find any trace of Owen or anyone else on the island apart from us?
No, I wish I had.
Okay, anything else you like to add?
Anything else you'd like to add?
Not at the moment.
And I don't know why I'm reading the text, because he's saying the text. Anyways, let's go.
Do you think I should use the parachute to try and reach the mainland?
Yes, I think I'll feel a lot safer with you gone.
I don't think he cares about if we can make to the mainland or not. Perhaps he hopes that we don't make to the mainland. Anyways.
Could you assist me with your plan?
I handed it to you on a platter, Narracut. Surely others can help you with the menial work. I will pilot it for you, however.
That better be my job.
As you like.
That'll be all, Mr. Lombard.
Well, at least he was suggesting he would pilot it. To be honest, I would hope that too, but we are not here yet. Brent? Okay.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
On the front patio, knitting. I'd been there since just after breakfast. You spoke with me there.
We saw her too after we'd searched the house.
Thank you, Mr. Lombard, but I feel bound to add that there were many stretches of time throughout the morning when I was quite alone.
Did he see?
Who else did you see?
Almost everyone at one time or another, I should think. I saw the General walk off along that path towards Shipwreck. A minute or two later, Miss Claythorne headed in the same direction.
He went to the beach. I climbed the rock.
Rogers was also near me for a time, sweeping away some of the debris on the patio from last night's storm.
Very tidy chap, that Rogers.
I don't know if it's important, but I heard someone up above me near the telescope. But I don't know who it was.
That is all, Miss Brent.
Again, there is no telescope, because I took it. It's in my pocket.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
After the doctor and I finished our game, I had a look around the library. I'm surprised to say I found one of my own books in there. I wonder which of the previous inhabitants of the island it belonged to.
Why not Owen?
My dear Mr. Blore, it was perfectly clear to me some time ago, and after your search you must realize now as well, Mr. Owen is on this island, he, or she, is one of us.
No, no, no.
Young lady, this is no time for refusing to look facts in the face. We are all in grave danger. One of us is Mr. Unknown, and Mr. Unknown has no good planned for us.
I'm a well-known professional man. The mere idea that I could be suspected of murder is preposterous.
I too am a well-known person. That, my dear sir, proves less than nothing. Doctors have gone mad before now. Judges have gone mad. So have policemen.
Well, he does have a point.
What do you think we should do, Judge?
Be on our guard, especially at night.
I'd suggest prayer.
I'm not adverse to prayer, Miss Brent, but I would supplement it with a locked door.
Or, hear me out. Everybody stays together all the time. All the time. Anyways.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yes. I've been asked why I trust you, Mr. Narracott, our odd man out, to lead these informal inquiries of ours. It is very simple. It is clear to me that Mr. Owen had not planned on you stopping here on the island with us.
Unless Blore is Owen.
Stow that talk, Doctor.
An attempt has been made on your life.
So he says.
Right now, there is no one I trust more to get us out of this predicament.
Prettily spoken, Judge. I know you'll pardon me for saying this, but if you are Owen, you might want a bumbling amateur on the case more than a professional like Blore.
I would hope we all answer Mr. Blore's questions with equal candor.
Too right.
Okay, we have to get back to that. Parachute?
I've got a plan to get off the island. Can you help me build a parachute?
I'm not as strong as I once was, I'm afraid. Perhaps some of the others can assist you.
Good evening, Judge.
Okay, let's see one thing. Guests. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I'm odd man out. And I shouldn't be here, but the law made it so that I am here. Why do I think always block? I don't know, Blore. I'm thinking the writer. I don't know why. What else? Have I talked to everyone? Yes, I have. But attempt to my life, well... Okay, you.
Where were you during the half hour in question?
Mostly in the kitchen, sir, preparing dinner. I also washed dishes, swept the patio, where I saw Miss Brent knitting. Quietly cleaned the game room so as not to disturb the doctor and the judge. Made the beds, and chopped some more firewood.
Good evening, Mr. Rogers.
If I may sum up, we're trapped on this island at least till Monday morning. One of us is most certainly a homicidal maniac. None of us has a clear alibi for the time in which the General met his death. Have I forgotten anything?
Yes, it's storming again.
This might be a good time to explore the house unhindered.
Okay. Well, not technically sneaking, but anyways. Okay, one moment. Okay, what do I have in inventory? Apparently we need to move around and so, but...
I can't see anything of interest.
We have a light bulb and a desk lamp, and we have nothing we can do with them, I think. Okay, let's talk to her again.
Our Lord moves in far more mysterious ways than you can ever hope to uncover.
Perhaps, Miss Brent, but I'm still willing to have a go.
Kill him.
Who do you think the killer is?
Very well. I'll humor you. Mr. Blore seems the most likely suspect.
Why?
He's already admitted he's checked up on all of us as part of his supposed job for Mr. Owen. People with secrets, especially those with secrets concerning possible murders, don't make their complicity common knowledge. It would take a man like Mr. Blore to ferret it out.
Okay, interesting idea.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Forgive me, but I doubt he takes you very seriously. That leaves the judge as the biggest threat. Yes, if I were the killer, I'd go after the judge next.
I won't take up any more of your time, Miss Brent.
I would say Judge is not the next one. Wait a minute. Rogers talked about something making more wood. What does the rhyme say? Chopping up sticks. One chopped himself in halves and then there was 6. Right. Let's go here. What could we use?
This is an odd sort of power cord. It doesn't seem to fit into a regular socket.
Okay. I have a stupid idea. Let's try this. Because that seems like light bulb. Right. To be honest, I wasn't sure that would work, but do I need something else?
A lot of good some bickering fishermen are going to do us.
Hello, hello. Can anyone hear me? This is a distress call.
Quit meddling. You better keep your head down, Miracle, or I'll lop it right off.
What was that? Clearly Owen does not want me here. That isn't such a good idea. That isn't such a good idea. That isn't such a good idea.
Interesting. That really didn't help at all. Nothing at all. Well, it would seem like the Owen could be male, but the problem is, how could he answer at the same time to the radio? I don't know. I'm gonna stick these for now in here, so I make this inventory a little bit more.
That isn't going to help. There. Perhaps some light music will help soothe Vera's nerves.
Fine, let's keep that on and let's move on. So apparently I need to go and talk to people. And see how it goes. Can I go here?
Candy, ice cream. The next feature will be beginning shortly.
Mr. Narracott!
We can't blame him for snooping about in the dark, Vera dear. I'm afraid it's in his nature.
Were you looking for us?
For you, certainly.
Oh no. Let's start with you.
Who do you think the killer is?
I'd feel uncomfortable answering that.
Please try. Our lives may depend on it.
I'm surprised you value my opinion so highly. But if I were to guess, I'd be forced to say Dr. Armstrong.
Why?
Well, who else has the opportunity to cover his tracks so well? I, for one, can't dispute him if he says potassium cyanide has been used. And 2 of the 3 victims have been poisoned. Surely that points to a doctor.
Some might say to a woman.
Really?
Okay,
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Well, if I were Mr. Owen, I'd kill Philip.
Thank you so much.
He's obviously the most experienced at getting out of tight places. Wouldn't that make him the most dangerous to Mr. Owen?
Thank you for your time, Miss Claythorne.
so, what about you?
And who do you think the killer is?
Wargrave. The recording called us prisoners at the bar. The whole plot smacks of a sense of criminal justice gone mad. From what Vera tells me, he let that Seaton chap swing just for the jollies. Wargrave's my bet. No doubt about it.
Interesting. But you still hate me. Well, obviously because he is seeing me as a competition towards Vera. Okay.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Well, if I were crass and selfish, come to think of it I am, I'd pick you. I don't much like you, Narracott.
Philip?
The swine has his sights on you, Vera, if you'd only see it. He doesn't deserve you.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Lombard.
Philip? I do declare. Okay.
Ah, the movies.
Ah, the movies. Indeed, the movies. We're done here, I think. Anything?
Ah, the movies.
Billard. Queen's Handmaiden? Ace Flight? Okay, what do we have here? Oh, can we stuck a light bulb in there? Which is weird because it was working.
I won't do that.
Okay, you're not doing that. Fine.
Film is running, but nothing's being projected.
So, it needs a light bulb. So what were they watching? That's a question we probably don't get an answer. Right. So what else? What else? Let's go through the downstairs first and then go upstairs. Anything over here? Well, she's still dead. Floor.
How goes the investigation, Blore?
Better than yours, I'll wager.
Who do you think the killer is?
Rogers, of course. In my experience, it's almost always a servant. And he's the only one still standing.
Rogers' background seems like an open book. He may have had a motive for killing his wife, but why kill the others?
The judge thinks it's a maniac. That's motive enough.
Even maniacs have motives that make sense to them.
Perhaps. Not being one, I wouldn't have an opinion about that.
Yeah, okay.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim will be?
I'm the biggest threat to him. A professional investigator? He's lucky he's gone undetected this long. I'm closing in and he knows it.
Thanks, Blore.
Right. I'll go get something to drink and I'll be right back. Okay, let's continue. I'm still a little miffed that the light bulb didn't work on the projector. Because there was no light bulb, and then what were they watching?
It's tightly locked.
Interesting. I'm guessing I can't go out now. It seems like it's raining.
The storm is kicking up something fierce. Besides, my time would be better used snooping around inside at the moment.
Fine. Okay. Have we gone through the down? Well, we can't go there. Don't double click. Yeah, I was because I got the cursor on the corner and I double clicked. It went out from the room or picture and back. Right at it. So what do we have here? Oh.
Oh, Mr. Narracott. You startled me.
Sorry, Rogers.
What are you doing?
Rogers, what are you doing?
I've already locked the door between the kitchen and the dining room. No one will be able to play tricks with those sailor boy figures tonight, at any rate.
Unless he has the keys or she has the keys, by the way.
Who do you think the killer is?
Miss Claythorne, of course.
Why?
She brought the rhyme to our attention. She seems innocent of her crime. I think it's just a blind.
Interesting idea.
Aren't you innocent of your crime?
We're not talking of me, sir. And she's the least likely suspect with drunken doctors, wily judges, religious zealots, cowardly hunters, and you, whatever you are, running about.
Usually it's the butler who's the least likely suspect.
Not where I come from, sir.
Right, any idea?
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Miss Claythorne.
But you said she was Mr. Owen.
Did I? Then Miss Brent.
Why?
There's something terrible about her. There's hard steel under those frumpy clothes. Mark my words. Owen would do well to polish her off before she gets her knitting needles into him.
I appreciate your candor, Mr. Rogers.
Well, that was odd. Who's on you and Owen? Vera Claythorne. Who's gonna die next? Vera Claythorne. Oh. Okay. So we're down in the downstairs because... Or can we go into the dining room? I guess not.
It's locked fast.
Yes. So upstairs it is. Well, we might as well go through the rooms and see if there's anything here. No, so let's go here. I like that you opened the door farther away. You used force, good for you. I'm not clicking those suitcases because probably there's nothing worth to click. Okay, nothing in here. Okay, you are still...
Better to let the dead rest in peace.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would definitely make sense.
I see nothing remarkable.
Nothing whatsoever.
I see nothing remarkable.
Okay. anyone in here? No.
Come here, Mr. Narracott.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be shy. It's only me.
It's only you.
Communing with the dead, Judge?
In a way, the law is much like necromancy. We delve, the dead give up their secrets.
What has General Mackenzie told you?
Notice the picture of his dear wife. Leslie, I believe he said her name was. The glass has been smashed, perhaps by the same blunt object that did for the General.
But why?
If we knew that, we might be further along in our inquiries, don't you think? If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it has something to do with love. It's one of the prime motives, you know. Greed, revenge, and love. Love has killed as many as either of the other two.
You might have a point in a certain aspect, maybe. Oh, I didn't notice him. Certain point of view. Anyways.
Who do you think the killer is?
Lombard is a man used to killing. He freely admits it. It could be a classic double bluff, plead that he is guilty so that we assume his innocence. He's used to taking matters into his own hands. If he suddenly decided for whatever reason that 10 people had to die, I doubt he'd sit still for natural causes.
Good idea. But as you say, Lombard is accustomed to take things on his hands, so why would he go through this elaborate scheme? Because if we are thinking about Lombard's character, he wouldn't invite people in the island and go about with these charades. He probably, if he's inviting people on the island, he probably just put them in the same room, tell him why he's doing it, and kill them anyway. Or he hunts them one by one without even inviting them to the island. So yeah, it's not Lombard.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim will be?
If I were you, Mr. Narracott, I'd watch my own back. Blore is all bluster. I'm past my prime. Armstrong is easily manipulated. Miss Brent's Bible provides all her answers. Miss Claythorne is like a deer caught in onrushing headlights, which is why I suppose you and Mr. Lombard find her so attractive.
You don't miss much, do you?
I miss nothing. And if it doesn't seem too egotistical of me, I can't help feeling that Mr. Owen knows that. Even intended this mystery for me. Why, I can't say, but he didn't count on you, my young friend. I'm hoping that together we may yet thwart him.
I am grateful for your assistance, Judge Wargrave.
If Judge Wargrave would be guilty of something, it would be probably hubris. Yes, he is intelligent, yes, he noticed things, but to be honest, probably the UN Owen has taken that into account. Of course, we have to understand the UN Owen in this case is an intellectual being that made these elaborate schemes that works like a machine. Obviously, if you try to do this sort of thing in a real life, it would crack down more likely to that people won't do what you were expecting them to do. Because, let's say, what happens if they just stay in one room all the time? What then? Not letting each other out of their eyes. You need then a deception. So basically, yeah. Anyways, but it's interesting to see how this
Better
works.
to let the dead rest in peace.
Well, that's commendable. That's very commendable. So let's go here. I'm guessing this is more talking part of the game again. This has interesting pacing. You have these search the areas, do the puzzles. I guess most of the puzzles you can do in different times. Some more important than others. Again, I don't see how the shortwave radio help the situation. It seemed like, okay, we probably heard you and Owen. But to be honest, that would almost mean that there should be another shortwave radio somewhere in here. Again, we are not in the 20th, well, we are early in the 20th century. What, 1930? Oh, wait. I'll have to check that. Be right back. Well, I was quite close. 1939. So, yeah. There's the limits of the technology at the time. Did I check the... Yeah.
This window leads out to the balcony.
That seems like it should be important. I don't know if it will be.
This clock is stopped.
Okay, that is interesting. Why the clocks are stopped? Does it have some meaning, or is it just a odd coincidence? To be honest, though, there are no coincidences in this game that much. Ah, good doctor. Is he moping? Is he a little angry? I don't know. Let's see.
Dr. Armstrong?
What? What? I must say, I don't think much of this barging in on people when they are...
Ministering to the sick?
I don't find that amusing, sir. Not in the slightest.
Dr. Armstrong, if it will relieve your mind at all, I don't think there's anyone alive on this island who truly believes you are a teetotaler.
Somehow that doesn't relieve my mind one bit.
You protest too much, then eye the drinks tray as if it were manna from heaven. You sneak off to your room to freshen up every chance you get.
All right, Mr. Narracott, you've made your point. What do you want?
Interesting. Although it's manna with two ends. So yeah, he's a ex-alcoholic. I was thinking more about drug addict. Well, that's a stereotype, obviously. You're, I think one of the, well, more likely probable, more probable that at least few in the stories of Agatha Christie, as there's a doctor with addiction. But anyways, I digress. And so, who do you think is the killer?
Who do you think is the killer?
Miss Brent. Knitting. Always knitting. Like Madame Defarge in A Tale of Two Cities. Madame Defarge knitted the names of those destined for the guillotine. Revenge, sir. It seems an apt analogy. Also, I don't much like Bible thumpers.
Okay, any proof?
Have you any proof?
Proof, sir, is for the police. I have a doctor's instincts. My instinct tells me that anyone that's self-righteous and repressed might easily turn to murder. What did she call Mrs. Rogers' death? An act of God. A woman like that could easily cast herself in the role of God's sword.
Well, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Anyways.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
No idea, but I assure you I plan to see it as not I.
Better lock your door then, Doctor. I walked right in.
Good evening, Doctor. Everyone should be asleep by now. Those still awake must certainly be up to no good. Present company excluded, of course.
Of course. So we are continuing sneaking at night. Okay. I might as well play this part if I can. So let's go around and see what we can do at night. I'm almost certain that this will be a shorter part. Can we go to the... I can't really see anything. What can we do in here, if anything?
Locked.
Apparently nothing. Well, let's go up. I'm guessing we need to spy the people upstairs.
It's locked fast.
Oh, that's the linen door. before we go there, I'll leave that to the last, but...
Locked.
Okay, locked. Well, actually, let's go through the linen door, because I was thinking I forgot totally go and see the servants' quarters. So let's go see that first.
It's tightly locked.
Okay, it's locked. Everybody's locking their doors. Good, good, good. As they should. We're completely honest. Can I?
It's locked fast.
It would seem that I should be able to spy these doors, but
I can't open it. It's locked.
I don't find the... Oh! Whose room is this? Mrs. Brent? No, Miss Brent. I think this is Miss Brent's room. Can I actually get outside? I can. Sorry about that. I always misclick the right button and it opens the...
It's locked fast.
Okay.
A hawk with a fish in its talons. The bird theme is starting to get to me.
Alright, yeah. I'm still confused what I'm going to do with the telescope, but anyways. Wait a minute, whose room is this? I can't remember.
No, Philip, you cannot come in.
My intentions are strictly honourable. I'm here to protect you.
Okay. Well, let's go. Well, basically, now that I know he's here, if something happens, he is the perpetrator, or she is the perpetrator, because we cannot outrule the women at this game. Because one of the island on the island is the perpetrator. Anyways, I wouldn't believe him or. But to be honest, barging in at night and the ladies' quarters, that's a little bit out.
I wouldn't believe him.
Patrick? Are you here to protect me as well?
If necessary.
Oh, that's very gallant of you. If true.
I only have your best interests at heart.
I too.
Gentlemen, I appreciate your concern, but I will be quite all right. I intend to put furniture in front of all my doors. We all need sleep, I think. Please excuse me.
A piece of advice, Narracott. You may get the killer, but I intend to get the girl.
And if she's the killer?
Well, that will make for some rather interesting evenings at home, won't it?
I think it's time for me to get some sleep. I can barely keep my eyes open.
We're all a bit late this morning. I slept the clock round.
A sign of a clear conscience, Doctor? Or just a nightcap or two?
Uncalled for, Judge. Totally uncalled for.
No smell of coffee. The stove in the kitchen is cold.
Where's breakfast?
We were just wondering the same thing.
Miss Brent isn't in her room.
Has anyone else noticed the dining room is locked up tight?
Rogers did that, so no more Sailor Boy figurines could be broken.
He seems to have got the cart before the horse, if you ask me.
Kitchen door to the outside is locked as well.
Perhaps he's chopping firewood for the stove.
I confess I don't like it. Both Rogers and Miss Brent missing? Mr. Narracott, would you mind having a look around outside?
Certainly.
You don't mind if I tag along, I'm sure.
Did somebody mention chopping wood? Well, I guess we know who's died. At least one for sure, but why is Miss Brent missing? But those questions are something we will hopefully find answer on the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.